No, that was large pepperoni, half sausage. Okay. Oh, hey everybody. Carl Schoof here from Snorkel.tv. And what we're going to do today is talk about finishing up the map project we've been working on. What we're going to be doing is really just adding a code enhancement that will make updates a lot easier. The functionality of the map is going to stay relatively the same. We're going to roll over objects and they're going to tween their colors, and also we're going to have our descriptive text still move. But when I did part one of this interactive map, I did point out that there was one thing I wasn't so happy about, and that was this. If I go back to scene one here, the descriptive text that I'm using, let me just zoom out a little bit here. Look at this trick, 75%. Perfect. Inside of this description movie clip here, I had keyframes built out for all the different names of the movie clips. Now I used a sort of clever hack in that we used the instance name of the movie clip that we're rolling over to tell this timeline here what frame to go to. Now this worked fine and it was kind of cool, but I want to show you a better way, because right now you don't want to have to go into a new timeline, add a new keyframe, and then also add a new label every time you add a new object to the map. So what we're going to do here is just nuke all this stuff. Now if you're watching this video for the first time and you haven't seen part one, please watch part one, available on snorkel.tv. So I'm going to literally get rid of all these frames. We don't need them. I'm going to do a little Shift F5 to just remove those frames. And there we go. And we don't even need an actions layer anymore. And what I'm going to do is convert these static text fields into dynamic text field. A dynamic text field simply means that the text can dynamically change, meaning that we can use ActionScript code to tell these text fields what text to display. So I'm just going to write the word, let's just say sample in here, or actually I'm going to say store name, okay? So that's how my store name will look. And I'm also going to give this an instance name of, let's say, store name underscore txt. So just like we can give movie clips instance names, we can also give text fields instance names. Now since this is dynamic text, we have to go one step further and tell Flash to embed certain characters that we may suspect will end up in this text field. Since we're going to be setting the text with ActionScript, Flash needs to know what characters of this font to embed. So I'm going to play it safe and embed a whole bunch of them, all right, so that we can programmatically put literally any character into this text field. I'm going to take the next text field down here, switch that over to dynamic text, and this is going to be the phone number. So let's just call it phone underscore txt. And again, just because Flash is an oddball, even though it's the same font, we're going to specify the embedding here as well. Okay, and there we have a sample phone number. So what we need to do now is set up our map items that we have to dynamically set the text inside of these text fields. And just to show you real quick how I can set the text inside that text field, up in my action script here in scene number one, I'm just going to tell the description movie clip that the store name text, we're going to set its text property equal to hello class. Okay, so here I've programmatically set the text inside of that text field. All right, it's very flexible. All right, well now when I roll over this movie clip here, just in case cases, I want that text to show up inside of this text field as well as the proper phone number. So let's do this first for just in case cases. I'm going to go to my actions and I'm just going to, bear with me, I'm going to do a little copy and paste because I know you guys don't want to see me type. And right where we're setting up the event listeners for this movie, I'm going to paste in this. And here, what I'm doing is I'm saying, look inside the map MC for the just in case cases symbol, and we're going to tell it that its store name equals just in case cases with the spaces, and it looks all nice. And we're also going to tell that symbol what its phone property is going to be. We're just making up these properties on the fly here. Now, in order to access these properties, whenever we roll over a map item, let's do a little trace magic here. I'm going to say, let's trace out the current map item's store name. Okay, so check this out. I've already showed you that map item is the movie clip that we're rolling over. We've shown you how to trace out its instance name. Now I'm going to figure out what its newfangled store name is. So let's test this movie out. And then when I roll over this clip right here, look inside my output panel. Let's bring that over here, go back to best map start, and you'll see when I roll over some of these other movie clips, I'm getting undefined because these clips here don't have store names. But if I roll over just in case cases, then that text shows up. Every time I roll over, it's saying, hey, I'm just in case cases. And I can also trace out from the existing code that I already have the phone number of just in case cases. So let's just say map item.phone, and we'll test this out. And now I'm getting the phone number. All right, pretty cool. So basically we can tell each movie clip what its store name is and what its phone number is going to be. And then when we roll over them, we can trace it out. So I'm going to save myself about 20 minutes of typos, and I'm just going to copy some script that I already have. It's going to have the exact same format, but now you'll see that I'm telling the Spatula City movie clip what its store name is and its phone number, Chandler's Chandeliers, store name and phone number, and I've done this for all of the stores. So right now, let's go back to where we were tracing, and let's just do store name, okay? Store name, test the movie, and keep your eye on that output there. Every movie clip, when I roll over it now, inside of the map, tells me what its store name property is. Now, yes, it took a little bit of typing to set this up, and often is the case when doing script-based applications, you know, writing out the script can take a little bit of time, but making changes is really simple. Where I have Guns Plus here, if I just want to change it to a Guns PLUS, it's a lot easier than finding a movie clip on the stage, editing it, going to the proper keyframe, and then selecting a text field and changing the text. Here I literally have a bird's eye view of all of the information about all of my different map items. Now, in the future, you could import this information from an XML file, load it from a server, do all that fun, crazy stuff. You could even store this information in an array or create some info object for each item, but we're taking it slow here, guys, all right? We want to get you moving quickly on the right path. So, now how do we apply this to the actual text fields that I have here? Well, not so shabby. Let's show you. We're going to go back to our actions, and instead of tracing out this information, we're going to do this. Just like I did earlier where I put hello class into the store name text field, every time I call the map over event listener, you'll see that we're going to tell the description movie clip that the store name text field will set as its text property whatever the current map item's store name is and whatever the current map item's phone number is. So here I'm just adding 2 little lines of code, and now my map application is totally flexible. You'll see here that whenever I roll over something, the proper store name and phone number shows up. And I don't need to have a movie clip on the stage with a bunch of keyframes, because you always got to think, what if I have 500 map items on the stage? Well, you don't want to have 500 labeled keyframes in a movie clip changing around. Lastly, I just want to show you a little bit of cleanup. Keep an eye on what happens when I first start this movie out. You'll notice that it says hello class and there's a phone number here. Well, we don't want to show any store information until somebody rolls over one of our map items. That's just a little silly. So we're just going to close this out, and in my actions frame here, up top, as soon as this movie loads, or I'm saying hello class, I'm just going to say nothing. And I'm going to use the same little line here. We're going to do a little copy and paste job, and we're going to tell the phone text field to say nothing as well. So remember, on my timeline, I can see this description text and I can see how the text is formatted, but as soon as I test my movie out, you'll see that there's nothing to see here because I've blanked out their text fields. I've said, hey, put nothing inside those text fields. But as soon as I roll over this clip here, Spatula City flies on in. And you have just beautiful tween love with some really cool dynamic text effects and color changes. All right, so hope you guys start using dynamic text fields. Please explore the stuff and have fun. All right, thanks for watching, folks. I'll catch you soon. Where's that pizza?